We have had quite a few people from China, but we've also had a Korean student, we've had a Colombian student, and we've had a Brazilian student. So we've had South Americans and Asian students in the main.
We've had students from Sri Lanka, from Saudi Arabia, Venezuela, Colombia, Taiwan, South Korea, and China, Japan. We've had quite a selection of students.
We like to think they're settled in within the first week. Of course, most people come here, they settled into the home, so we don't really see what happens when they go off to school, because they go off to school early in the morning and come back in the evening, and they tell us what happened. So we like to think that we can settle them in within a week or so.
Probably perhaps a week, perhaps. Yes, very quickly actually.
South American people seem to be on exactly the same sort of standard as Australian people when it comes to most things. I think Asian people tend to be a little bit shyer perhaps, so we have to overcome the shyness. We have to encourage people to speak. We have to encourage people to get to know our family and to get involved. Thankfully, all our children, they're not children, they're grown-ups really, are very supportive and they're interested in the students, and hopefully that's been very helpful to help them settle in.
Well, yes, because we actually encourage our students to talk at the table and to tell us about their day and practice their English. Apparently in the Japanese culture, that's taboo. They don't speak at the table. So they either have to get used to us or we have to get used to them and do our English lessons at other times. There are things of that nature. And of course, cooking halal food for the Muslim student that we had and that sort of thing. But they're certainly things that are not difficult to overcome.
Some guests display the homesickness, some people don't display it even if they are homesick. And we encourage them to talk to their parents every single night. They've got free Wi-Fi. Most of the Chinese students are on something called WeChat, which is just like Skype. South American students are on Skype. So they talk to their parents almost every night, and they maintain that connection with them. And we're also interested in their parents. We also show an interest in their home, their life. We've actually hosted parents here. We've had parents come from overseas and stay with us. So we get involved in their way of life as much as well, not as much as they are in ours, but hopefully we take an interest.
Yes, sometimes we've had that. It's not uncommon because very often it's the first time that these students have left their own country and their families. So what we try to do is to encourage them to come and sit with us and perhaps watch the television with us, or sit and talk to us and tell us about their family and what they do in their own countries and their own traditions and that sort of thing, and get them to practice their English in that way as well. And then I'll probably ask them what favourite food of their own country did they like, and we'd try and cook it between us, and then we'd have a bit of fun. And it would just break down all the barriers and make them feel a little bit more comfortable.
First of all, I think that most hosts would help themselves if they slowed down their speech. It is not that the students are stupid, that they don't answer quickly. It is often that the student needs time to process the words. And of course, if you have other people around who are guests in your house who are not students, Australians or people from your own culture, then you tend to speak more quickly. So one of the first things I would say is slow down your speech. Don't talk to people as though they don't understand. Just slow down a little bit, and I think they would find that very helpful. The other thing is to realize that some people eat certain types of food regularly, And I think you should be prepared to provide it. Asian people we know eat rice a lot. So we have actually moved our meal times towards far more diverse meals. We have Chinese meals, we have Indian meals, we have meals from Pakistan, we have meals from Spain, we have meals from New Zealand even, so that we can accommodate not only what we want to eat, but what they want to eat as well.